Hello everyone. Today we are starting with Chapter 5, The Whomping Willow. The morning of September 1st was a masterclass in Weasley chaos. In the book, the journey to King's Cross is a series of frantic U-turns. They have to go back for George's box of filibuster fireworks, then again for Ginny's diary. By the time they reach the station, they have only minutes to spare. The Weasleys' Ford Anglia. It's packed impossibly tight with 9 people and their luggage. Outside, the rain is lashing against the windows. Mr. Weasley is checking his watch frantically. They are running dangerously late. The second hand of the clock at King's Cross is ticking toward 11 a.m. One by one, the Weasleys vanish through the solid barrier of platform 9 3/4. Harry and Ron are the last ones left. Harry and Ron charge at the barrier with their heavy trolleys. But instead of slipping through to the Scarlet steam engine, there is a sickening crunch. They crash into solid masonry. The barrier is sealed. The train is gone. They are trapped in the Muggle world, and the silence of the station feels like a death sentence. They are standing in the middle of the station, surrounded by confused Muggles. Ron is looking at the sky, then at the Ford Anglia parked outside. His eyes are wide with a reckless, terrifying idea. In the book, the panic is palpable. Harry suggests waiting for Mr. and Mrs. Weasley, but Ron, terrified of being left behind, reminds Harry that they have a flying car. This isn't just a fun adventure, it's an act of desperation. Harry and Ron sit in the car. Ron pulling the invisibility booster switch on the dashboard. The car fades out of sight as it lifts off over the London rooftops. But there's a flicker. The magic is failing. As they soar over the clouds, the engine begins to whine. The invisibility booster starts to fail, flickering like a dying light bulb. They are flying a turquoise car over the English countryside, and for the first time, Harry realizes that if they are seen, it's not just attention, it's the end of their lives in the wizarding world. The car flying alongside the Hogwarts Express. Below, the train looks like a tiny scarlet caterpillar winding through the mountains. Inside the car, the heat has failed. Harry and Ron are shivering, their breath misting in the air. The boys become exhausted and dehydrated. The excitement wears off, replaced by the realization of what they've done. They follow the train tracks, lost in a sea of clouds. The car started trembling. Suddenly, the Hogwarts castle appears in the distance, a crown of golden lights against the dark mountains. But the engine gives one final, pathetic cough and dies. The car begins to plummet. The wind screams past the windows as they lose altitude, heading straight for the dark, castle walls. But they aren't going to hit the stone. They are heading straight for a massive, ancient tree. The Ford Anglia crashing into the thick, gnarled branches of a giant willow tree. For a second, there is silence. Then, a branch the size of a battering ram slams into the roof, caving it in. This isn't a normal tree. This is the Whomping Willow. In the book, the violence is visceral. The tree is alive, lashing out at the invaders with terrifying strength. Ron's wand snapping in half as a branch smashes through the windshield. We see the wood splintering, held together by only a few threads of phoenix feather. Harry is being thrown around like a rag doll. The car, seemingly developing a mind of its own, suddenly ejects the boys and their trunks onto the grass. It's fed up. It's battered, scratched, and steaming. The car ignores Ron's pleas and drives itself off into the forbidden forest, disappearing into the shadows like a wounded animal. Harry and Ron standing in the great hall corridor, peering through the windows at the feast. Suddenly, a cold, silk-smooth voice speaks from behind them. The feast is over here, I believe. Professor Snape is at his most menacing here. He leads them to his dungeon office, holding a copy of the Evening Prophet. The headline, Flying Ford Anglia Mystifies Muggles. Snape's office, shadowy jars of pickled creatures and cold stone walls. He is enjoying this. He lists their crimes, practically tasting the word expelled. Then, Dumbledore and McGonagall enter. The tension is unbearable. McGonagall's disappointment hurts Harry more than Snape's hatred. They aren't expelled, but the punishment is severe, detention and a howler in their future. The chapter ends with Harry and Ron entering the Gryffindor common room to a hero's welcome, but Harry can't shake the feeling that something much darker than a flying car is waiting for them this year. In Chapter 5, we saw what happens when magic and Muggle technology collide. The Ford Anglia saved Harry, but it also nearly cost him everything. Was Ron right to take the car, or was it the most foolish move of his life? And remember that Broken Wand is going to play a massive role in the mysteries to come. Comment below and subscribe for Chapter 6, Gilderoy Lockhart.